Good one.
Lance, can you just kind of go through the wide receivers and what you felt like at 1 week after D and not having him out there, and how some other guys maybe stepped up and what you saw on tape?
Yeah, really proud of this group, the receiver group, and how they played this week. Thought we had some young guys and some guys who hadn't gotten as many opportunities in the first several games really step up, play really well. You saw Jalen Carter come in the game, caught a touchdown pass, which was great catch, phenomenal catch laid out for it, and brought in the catch there for a touchdown. Chris Bell, a young freshman, came in and played really well for us. Josh Johnson played more snaps than he's been playing. I thought he's a guy that I trust completely. We trust, knows the system, knows all the positions, and so really just continuing to get those guys mixed in early and often, and getting them more comfortable, especially with Chris Bell seeing his first minutes ever in a Cardinal uniform. But very proud of the way the group performed. Thought we did a nice job and have to continue to build on that moving forward.
Lance, I think you used more option in the last game than you had in the first three, I believe. Is that a permanent thing, a permanent wrinkle, or game to game? And how do you feel like it helps your offense?
In terms of using who? Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh, the option. The option, yeah.
Oh, with Malik, you're saying? Yeah, so I think, Coach hit on that earlier. I think, it's interesting as coaches, it takes you a couple of games, especially in college football where you don't have preseason games, to really get to know your roster and what you have and what you don't have and pieces and how to use them. So I think we're continuing to grow in that as well as a staff, how we use our pieces, and that's something that, obviously Malik does a great job of running the football, and we'll continue to use him there. And having different guys involved. We also, did a nice job involving multiple guys in the pass game this week. We threw to 11 different receivers, or 11 different receivers had catches. So I thought that was an improvement. We continue to build each week as we go.
What is it about Chris Bell? I mean, Coach he's talked about him quite a few times. I know you guys have as well. What excites you guys about his potential, and what have you seen with him?
Yeah, Chris is big. He's physical. He has all the physical traits and attributes that you want from a big, physical, dominant receiver that we look for. And he's been great in the run game and pass game. He's very eager to go out and block. He wants to be physical in the run game. Takes pride in that. He runs, great routes, and he has really strong hands at the point of contact when you talk about contested catches and just catching away from his body. The biggest thing with Chris and most freshmen coming into any system is just the ability to learn the system and the trust to be able to put them in there in critical minutes when the game's on the line, and hey, do you know what your assignment and alignment is? And I think he's growing in those areas. I think it was great to get him mixed in, and we'll continue to do that as we move forward and get him some confidence.
How nice is it as an offensive coach to have a line to where you don't want injuries, but things are going to happen? And I know Caleb has been dinged up, and and Trevor, and then Luke comes out, and it kind of still kept going on. You guys, how nice is it to have that rotation?
Yeah, it's very nice. I tell you, Coach Cardwell has done an excellent job with that unit. And going into the season, that was one of the units that we felt really, good about in terms of experience and depth. And I think that has shown up early. And often we've had to use our depth, and the experience factor has shown up. I'm really excited. I think that they're starting to play like the physical dominant unit that we all thought that they would be early on. I think early on, there was some tentativeness there, whether it was playing on the road, snap count, crowd noise, whatever it was. But I thought that they're really starting to gel and play as one of, the unit we thought that they could be early on.
Yeah, Coach. Malik is really talented as a runner. I think he's second leading rushing quarterback in the country this year. He was tops last year. Are there a set number or a range of number of carries that you guys are comfortable with him having, or how do you manage that?
As many as it takes to win the game. And I think that's his mentality too. I think as a playmaker and as a competitor and a leader of our offense, I think his mentality, after the first game, we all came back, coaches, and he came to us as well. Malik came to us as well and said, Coach, I need to be more involved in the run game. And I think as a coach, you want to protect some of, your franchise quarterback, so to speak, by limiting the number of hits or runs that he has. But I think that that's one of the things that makes him who he is and makes him special. And so I think that we learned after the first game, we have to be able to use that ability to help our offense, and it has helped us tremendously, run game and pass game. And so the answer to that is we're going to use him as much and as often as we need be, and obviously not put him in harm's way, excessively, but as much as we need. I really don't. He's one of those guys that he knows how to, not take big hits. He is great. He's very slippery, I call it. When tacklers or defenders are close to him, he eludes big hits. He knows how to avoid tackles, and he's great with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I asked Coach Satterfield this, but what's your opinion of the running backs at this point? And do their different styles kind of help keep the defense off balance a little bit?
Yeah, I've been really excited with our running back room, the production that we've had in the room, and I think that they've all taken turns making plays. When they've gotten opportunities, each one of them has run really hard and taken advantage of their opportunity. And they each have a different, unique skill set, which helps complement each other, which is great. So we'll continue to feed off of that, and the competition in the room makes that room great. And just, like Coach Sat mentioned, continue to use those guys in, run game and pass game. And just continue to make the ball security a point of emphasis.
Lance, when you fire up the film on Boston College, what's sort of the first thing that kind of stands out to you on that side of the field?
Yeah, I tell you what, they are extremely disciplined, well-coached, hard-nosed football team. They are where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. They're in the gaps that they're supposed to be in the run game and in pass coverage. They're going to make you be patient, and that's one of the tests that's going to be great for us this week. Is I think, can we consistently continue to consistently improve and as an offensive unit. I think each week we've gotten a little bit better. More yards each week, more points, but then. The consistency has to show up this week and taking care of the football. Thanks, guys.